stampers and crafters, it's Jackie Ballheis from Clumpin' Stampers. Today we're going to make some quick and easy note cards with a twist. Now you all know I like using note cards. I use them a lot, but today we're going to use the note card in kind of an unexpected way, we're going to call it. So you're just going to have to watch to see what I do for something a little different. My cards are simple. They're almost a SIP card. SIP, stamps, ink, and paper is where I like to teach people for getting started. Now, we are going to add a little bit of linen thread. So that's what steps it up from being just a SIP card. But these are super simple cards. We're using the Perfectly Pears stamp set, which is one of my favorites right now. And if you follow me or you're on my email list, you know that that is our bundle of the month. So I have this amazing class that has 16 video tutorials for 16 different cards, all using the bundle of the month stamp set and bundle, Perfectly Pears and dies. And let me tell you, they're amazing. So if you like these products, make sure you place an order with me this month so that you can get that class for free. Otherwise, we'll have it for sale next month. But it'll give you so many mind-blowing ideas to use that stamp set. You're going to be so creative and crafty, you'll fall in love with it as well. So enough of that. Let's get to work. Let's flip the camera down and let's get creating. Alrighty, like I said, Perfectly Pears is our stamp set, and we're going to use note cards. Now, I'm sorry about the reflection. We'll be done with the cutter here soon. Now, I told you, and if you follow me, you know, I like to use the note cards and envelopes. They come with the note card, the envelope, it's pre-scored. It gives me we fold it in half, and it gives me that 3.5 by 5 size note card. Super fun and easy for making quick cards. Now this time I wanted to step it up a little bit. I was kind of bored with having all of the white. I mean, they're white, you know, you're stuck with a white card base. So we're going to make our own note cards. So we're going to go ahead and take a regular sheet of cardstock. Now, normally we would just cut it at 5.5 for our card base, but this time we are going to cut it at 5. And then we can go ahead and flip it this way. Oops, we need to bring out the arm here. Cut it at 5 by 7. And then we can score it at 3.5. So what I'm doing here is I am making my own note card, okay? Same size as what I like to work with, but now I have this colored one. And you're probably thinking, well, why do you want to do that? Well, because sometimes you just like that colored base, right? And here's the deal. When you purchase your note cards and envelopes, they come with the envelopes. This is the only way to get this size envelope. Now I have a card or a note card with a colored base that will fit in there. But what are we going to do with this? I mean, remember, we get 20 of these, 20 of those. Well, we're going to cut this down, and this is going to become our layers on here. So I need a piece that is going to be 3.25. Okay, so we're just cutting a little bit off of the front there, or the back, whatever you want to call it, by 4.75. Okay, so here's going to be my inside layer. Now for the front of it, I actually want to go, let's go this way first. We're going to go 3. So I want to layer another color in there. So let's go 3 by 4.5. Okay, so if you want to call this waist, that's all that's left of that little note card that I cut up. And now I have my 2 different layers. Oh, there's one, and then here's one that is going to be part of our card, okay? And we got our envelope. So we're all set to start creating. Let's go ahead and let's start with just a scrap here. And we're going to go ahead and stamp our large pear. Now, since this does come with coordinating dies, we're going to use those to cut this out. But if you don't have a die cutting machine, or you only want to get the stamp set, these are super easy to fussy cut. Okay, so don't let that die cutting prohibit you on these, because remember, we're talking easy peasy stamping here. Then we're going to go ahead, and I love the stamp set because it has what I call the color in pieces, the fill it in pieces. So we can stamp right on top of that leaf. And since they are photopolymer, we can see through them off just a smidgen. That's okay. That doesn't matter. And then for the pear, we're going to use Darling Duckling. Now I got a tip here. I've shared this all the time. Usually when I'm stamping, I ink it up and I stamp on scrap paper just to make sure it's stamping good, I'm inking it good, my image looks good. That looks really good. Now, sometimes you may stamp, especially with these very, very detailed stamps, and it's blotchy or you're not getting all that fine detail in there. It means your pad's a little bit too inky. And if that's the case, I just take a spoon, I take the back of the spoon, and I just kind of push the ink off to the side. And then when I ink it, look at, I got even more definition because maybe I was a little bit inky there. So I do that all the time, especially with these detailed stamps, because you want to see all that fun detail that's in there. Okay, so there is our image. So next, what I'm going to do is grab my 2 dies. If, you know, otherwise you could fussy cut it. And I'm going to go cut this out, and I will be right back. So as I was cutting this, I thought I would share, I use Post-it notes to hold my dies in place, okay? And I can reuse that several times because sometimes when you go to run it through the machine, you know how it slides off a little bit? That makes me mad. So I just hold them down. Okay, there's our 2 pieces. Now, here is, remember we cut 2 pieces, one's a little bit smaller. My smaller one's gonna be for the outside, our focal image. And we're gonna go ahead, I think on my sample, I actually used Early Espresso, but for this one, we're going to use our pecan pie. So a good friend is a gift. Now on the base here, what I wanna do is just stamp, and we're gonna kind of come off the edge a little bit. We're gonna stamp another pear, and this one we're gonna stamp whole because we're not die cutting it, okay? And then we're going to take dimensionals and we're going to go ahead and add this one. Now remember, this is our featured stamp set for Bundle of the Month this month, and you don't want to miss it. 16 super, super cool cards. I work with some other amazing demonstrators for that, so you get lots of different ideas. Like when I look at them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to make all 15 of these other cards that people made. Because it's amazing how with one stamp set, you can get so creative and come up with so many different ideas. Okay, there is that one. It needs linen ribbon, linen thread. You know me, I swear linen thread has to go on everything. You know, it's always, I get this far with a card and I look at it and I'm like, it just needs a little something. And that little something, linen thread is my go-to because 1, it's very inexpensive. A little roll lasts forever. 2, it goes with anything, any stamps, any color, everything works. I'm using a glue dot. I kind of take it off and roll it up a little bit so it's smaller because I don't want it to stick out from underneath that knot. We're going to put it right there. Okay, now I feel like it looks better. It's done. It's got something more to it. Okay, then we're going to just take a piece of pecan pie here that I've cut. I can't remember the measurements right offhand, you know, but I do have all the measurements over on the blog post for this card. So go over there. The link will be in the video description. And you can grab the supply list. You can grab all the measurements, see how to cut down that note card and make your own colored note card, as well as all the information on Bundle of the Month. Okay, look at that, how cute that turns out and how easy it is, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, here's the one I made when I was preparing. You can see I did use Early Espresso there. So if you want your greeting a little bit darker, and then I just stamped the thank you on the inside as well. So super fun idea, you know, especially now I can use these envelopes. So if you're ever wanting to make this size, but you're not all into just the white card base, make your own and then use your white for layers. And then here, I'll show you, I did stamp the envelopes because here's a second card that I made the exact same way, but I used the smaller pear image there and I cut it. And that's also a thank you card. So there's 2 different ideas for the pears, but more importantly, today was all about making your own note card so that you can bring in that color and not feel like you're wasting the note card. So I really hope you like these ideas. Make sure to check out the blog post. The link is down in the video description. And when you're over there, also make sure to subscribe to my email newsletter. You get a really fun tutorial when you do subscribe, but I send out weekly emails sharing more stamping ideas and tips that you don't want to miss. So we'll see you over on the website. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be stamping again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.